Welcome to the first and most foundational step in any small kitchen makeover, rethinking the layout. In tight spaces, function must lead design, and how you organize the flow can completely transform how your kitchen feels and works. Before buying anything new, take a fresh look at how you move within the space. Does your current setup make you zigzag between prep, cook, and clean zones? If so, there's a better way. Start by mapping out the kitchen triangle: sink, stove, and refrigerator. Even in compact kitchens, this triangle should feel intuitive. For L-shaped or galley kitchens, place the sink at the pivot point to allow easy transitions between tasks. If you're short on counter space, consider a small island cart or foldable workstation that doesn't obstruct movement but adds functionality. Think vertically. Removing bulky upper cabinets can actually make the kitchen feel more open. Replace them with open shelving or a pegboard wall to keep essentials within reach without closing in the space. Use the walls to hang pans, tools, or even foldable stools. This clears floor space and visually expands the room. Light also plays a huge role in layout perception. If possible, allow more daylight into the kitchen. Swap heavy curtains for sheer linen or bamboo shades that let sunlight filter through. A brighter space feels bigger. And at night, under-cabinet LED strips and pendant lights can guide the eye smoothly across the room, creating a sense of continuous flow. If you have a one-wall kitchen, opt for stacking functions: oven below, prep space above, and storage up top. Compact appliances and built-in units are your allies. Don't forget sliding doors or pocket doors for adjoining pantry areas. They save swing space and keep movement fluid. Consider traffic. If multiple people use the kitchen, create a natural loop instead of a dead end. Shifting your trash bin or dish rack to a more accessible spot might prevent bottlenecks. Layout changes don't always need renovations. Sometimes, it's just about smarter positioning. Ultimately, a smart layout is not about adding more, but doing more with less. When every inch works for you, your small kitchen doesn't feel small anymore, it feels intentional. And that's the mindset that opens the door to the rest of your makeover journey. In small kitchens, storage is not just about space, it's about strategy. Every unused inch is a missed opportunity. This section is all about transforming hidden zones into hardworking storage heroes, without sacrificing beauty or flow. Start with verticality. Floor-to-ceiling cabinets are game changers. Use the top shelves for seasonal items or bulk dry goods, and keep daily use tools at shoulder height. Slim pull-out pantry columns can fit between your fridge and wall, or even beside the stove, perfect for oils, spices, or dry snacks. Now look down. Toe-kick drawers, yes, those unused inches beneath your base cabinets, can store flat items like baking sheets, aprons, or even cutting boards. It's dead space until you give it purpose. And don't underestimate the back of a cabinet door. Attach slim racks, hooks, or organizers for wraps, lids, and utensils. In drawers, organization is everything. Bamboo or acrylic dividers instantly upgrade chaos into calm. Designate zones, one for utensils, another for cooking tools, a third for prep towels or foil. This not only speeds up cooking, but gives the whole space a tidy, intentional vibe. Floating shelves can do more than hold mugs. Use metal brackets for stability, and line them with uniform jars, baskets, or cookbooks. Keep it styled, but not cluttered. Hang wire baskets underneath for fruits and onions. Even the ceiling can store items. Install a hanging rack for pots and pans above an island or stove. For ultra-tight kitchens, modular and stackable bins can live on counters without chaos. Think nested bowls, labeled jars, and vertical dish racks. You can even use magnetic spice holders on the side of the fridge or metal backsplash. Everything in sight can be functional, as long as it's curated. Lighting plays a role here too. Illuminated shelves and under-cabinet lights make every drawer and corner easier to use, and prettier to look at. Combine warm LEDs with motion sensors for an intuitive, modern feel that doesn't waste electricity. Maximizing small kitchen storage isn't about cramming things in. It's about designing systems that breathe with your lifestyle. When storage works hard and looks good, the entire kitchen feels like it gains square footage without knocking down a single wall. cabinet upgrades don't need to break the bank. With just a bit of creativity and the right materials, you can completely change the character of your kitchen without a full remodel. This section focuses on affordable, stylish ways to refresh old cabinetry using paint, hardware, and smart swaps. Paint is your most powerful tool. Whether you go for a soft matte sage or a bold charcoal black, a fresh coat transforms dated cabinets instantly. Use high-quality cabinet paint and a foam roller for smooth finishes. Two-tone schemes, like darker lowers and lighter uppers, can create the illusion of more height while adding a designer feel. Don't overlook the hardware. Swapping out dated handles for modern knobs or pulls in brushed brass, matte black, or even leather straps can bring a completely new texture and tone to the space. This small touch adds visual weight and makes the whole kitchen feel more intentional and put together. Another affordable option is peel and stick vinyl. Wood grain textures or high-gloss finishes can mimic expensive surfaces without the price tag. Wrap old cabinet fronts or drawer faces and seal the edges carefully. Combined with good lighting, it's almost indistinguishable from real wood or laminate. Consider removing cabinet doors altogether. Open shelving not only lightens the visual weight of the kitchen, but gives you a chance to showcase curated storage, glass jars, ceramics, or neutral dishware. If done right, this method makes your kitchen feel larger and more personalized. You can also replace just the cabinet fronts. Rattan inserts, fluted wood panels, or even slatted designs can completely change the style while keeping your existing cabinet boxes. This gives the impression of a full renovation, especially when paired with complementary materials like terracotta tiles or natural stone countertops. If you're on an ultra-tight budget, simply deep clean the cabinets and re-oil wooden ones to restore their natural color and shine. Combine this with new lighting, like LED strips or vintage-style bulbs, and your space will feel refreshed and modern. The key is not spending more, it's spending smart. Every surface you touch with purpose becomes part of the story. Cabinet refreshes, when done with vision, can elevate your entire kitchen's energy. It's design that feels expensive, but stays deeply affordable. Design in 2025 is all about warmth, texture, and personality. This year's palette moves away from stark minimalism and into richer, grounded tones that make a small kitchen feel both stylish and comforting. Let's explore the trending color and material choices that are shaping this year's smartest small space makeovers. Sage green continues its reign as a go-to cabinet color. It's calm, sophisticated, and works beautifully with natural woods and off-white walls. Pair it with terrazzo countertops or brass fixtures for a clean but character-rich combination. Sage also reflects light well, making tight kitchens feel fresher and more open. For those drawn to warm tones, clay and terracotta are trending strong. Think dusty rose, muted peach, or even deep paprika paired with raw materials like fluted wood and plaster. These colors bring a soft earthiness into the space while still feeling fresh and modern. They also look stunning under warm, ambient lighting. Pale greens and deep forest tones are also on the rise, especially in two-tone combinations. Pistachio on top, olive on bottom. The key is contrast with cohesion. Combine with copper or gold accents and a honed marble counter, and suddenly your small kitchen feels boutique-level luxurious. Japandi-inspired palettes are shifting slightly, moving into darker charcoals and warm sand tones. The contrast between muted concrete surfaces and soft natural oak creates an ultra-modern but timeless look. These neutral foundations let textures do the talking, like handmade pottery or ribbed tile detailing. And for the bold? Midnight blue is making a comeback, especially in moody, cinematic kitchens with walnut wood and matte black appliances. Smoked glass and amber lighting give depth and drama without overwhelming the space. It's perfect for those who want a statement look in a compact footprint. Materials this year favor the imperfect: hand-glazed tiles, lime wash paint, rough stone, and rattan. These tactile finishes bring soul to even the smallest kitchen. The more natural and layered your surfaces feel, the more inviting your kitchen becomes, especially under soft daylight or directional warm lighting. Ultimately, 2025's palette is about balance: warm and cool, smooth and rough, bold and soft. When your materials and colors are chosen with care, your kitchen becomes more than just a functional space, it becomes a sensory experience. In a small kitchen, countertops aren't just workspaces, they're the visual anchor of the entire room. That's why minimalism matters. Clean, clutter-free counters create a sense of openness and calm. But it's not about doing less, it's about making every element work harder. Choose a surface that does double duty. White quartz is timeless, easy to clean, and reflects light beautifully, making any tight space feel brighter. Concrete look laminates offer a raw, industrial edge at a lower price point, while terrazzo brings playful character and hides daily wear. These minimalist materials aren't plain, they're smart. Keep the surface as uninterrupted as possible. Opt for undermount sinks and flush-mounted induction cooktops. These elements create a smooth visual flow, and they're easier to wipe clean. A retractable downdraft vent keeps the space open above the counter while still controlling airflow when needed. Appliances can be beautiful and compact. The rise of multifunctional units, like an all-in-one toaster oven air fryer, means you can ditch multiple bulky machines and keep your counters clear. Wall-mounted microwaves and espresso machines also free up valuable prep zones without sacrificing convenience. Storage and prep can be cleverly concealed. Try roll-out cutting boards that extend from drawers, or inserts that turn your sink into a workstation with drying racks and colanders built in. These hacks make the most of every inch without crowding your space visually. Design with intention. Stick to 1 or 2 items on the counter: a handmade mug, a small vase, or a stylish bread box. Not only does this create a serene backdrop for cooking, it also gives the kitchen a curated, high-end feel without spending extra. And don't forget lighting. Highlight the textures of your countertop with soft spotlights or LED strips. Warm, directed light enhances the natural finish of materials like wood or terrazzo, while also making your space more functional for evening prep. Minimalist countertops are not about restriction, they're about liberation. They give your kitchen breathing room, elevate your materials, and make space for smarter living. With the right surfaces and the right tools, even the smallest counter can do the work of a much larger space. Lighting is the secret weapon of every beautiful small kitchen. It's not just functional, it's emotional. The right lighting adds depth, warmth, and intention. It sculpts the room, sets the tone, and brings materials to life. Whether your kitchen is full of natural daylight or relies on artificial light, how you use it makes all the difference. Start with layers. Think in terms of ambient, task, and accent lighting. Ambient lighting sets the general mood, usually from overhead fixtures. Task lighting focuses on where you work, like under cabinet strips or spotlights over the stove. Accent lighting highlights your favorite features, like a glowing shelf or warm toe kick illumination below cabinets. Under cabinet LED strips are essential in small kitchens. They create a sleek, seamless glow that illuminates your prep space without casting harsh shadows. Opt for a warm white temperature, around 2700 K to 3000 K, for a cozy feel that flatters every surface. Motion sensor options can add convenience and efficiency. Pendant lights bring personality. Over a small island or countertop, a glass or rattan pendant adds warmth and softness. Choose a shape and material that ties into your overall design: industrial metal for urban kitchens, or linen and wood for a more organic feel. Dimmer switches can help shift the mood from practical to ambient. Natural light, if you have it, is gold. Keep window treatments light and minimal, linen, bamboo, or sheer cotton, to let sunlight pour in. Morning light makes small spaces feel open and clean. At night, the transition to warm, directed artificial light adds depth and intimacy. Recessed lighting can be your minimalist friend. Install directional downlights to highlight work zones without interrupting sight lines. Combine them with accent lighting behind shelves or inside glass cabinets to give the kitchen subtle layers and visual interest. Even the smallest kitchen can benefit from a lighting plan that feels thoughtful and intentional. When light is warm, layered, and responsive, it changes the emotional experience of your space. Suddenly, your kitchen isn't just where meals happen, it becomes a space that glows with life. So light with purpose. Blend practical brightness with emotional softness. In a small kitchen, lighting is the difference between merely functional and truly magical. Organization isn't just about looking neat, it's about making your kitchen work harder, smarter, and smoother. In a small space, every system must earn its keep. And the best systems are the ones you'll actually use every day. Start with the drawers. Most kitchen clutter lives here, so introduce simple dividers: wooden, bamboo, or clear acrylic. Categorize by function: prep tools, eating utensils, specialty gadgets. Everything in its place means less time digging and more time doing. Vertical storage is a game changer. Install tray dividers inside cabinets to keep baking sheets, pans, and cutting boards upright and accessible. You'll avoid noisy stacking and save valuable counter space. Even a narrow pull-out next to the stove can become a spice haven or oil rack. Don't forget the walls. Pegboards aren't just for garages anymore. Paint them to match your aesthetic and use S-hooks for pans, ladles, and mugs. It's vertical efficiency and visual texture in one move. Floating shelves can also host labeled jars, baskets, and the cookware you actually love to look at. Inside cabinets, use stackable bins and baskets. Store snacks, dry goods, and baking ingredients in matching containers with clear labels. This creates a sense of order, and you'll always know what you're running low on. Transparent lids make everything visible at a glance. Pantry spaces, no matter how small, can thrive with pull-out drawers. No more forgotten cans hiding at the back. Use lazy Susans in deep shelves to rotate items easily. If you can see it, you'll use it. If you can reach it, you'll keep it tidy. Even your fridge can benefit from systems. Use drawer bins, egg holders, and stackable trays. And if your kitchen lacks built-ins, consider a rolling cart. It can hold prep tools, small appliances, or pantry overflow, and it tucks neatly away when not in use. The secret to real organization isn't perfection, it's consistency. When your kitchen is set up with systems that are intuitive, attractive, and repeatable, daily life becomes smoother. Less searching, more cooking. Less chaos, more calm.